他没有启动灯，他上来了。
Hello.
Hello. We had a little hiccup in the internet system and it just got on, so I'm sorry.
No problem. Oh, so can you hear and see us clearly?
Yeah, I hear and see you very clearly. How about you?
Right. Yeah, we see you very nice and clearly, and audio, visual, both working very well.
Good. Is Suzanne
So,
going to join us?
Yes, she was trying to dial in as well. So we were just thinking of a backup plan in case you couldn't lead us in.
Oh yeah, no, I got you. Here she is.
Check audio and video with Susanna, Croatia.
She turned off her camera.
We might be showing the PowerPoint slides for her from our site.
Okay, good.
Zašto me se sad?
A kada znate se samo raditi? Žica čuje.
Ko je što?
Oni oddaje Maša.
Hey Mary, go ahead and who wants to start first?
Okay. Do we want to start our first? We have two teams here.
Okay.
And maybe we can start off with our first team.
Okay.
And if you cannot show your slides, we will be able to do that from our side. I just got your PowerPoint slides, so no problem with that.
Okay, great.
Wonderful. All right, so let's begin.
Hello everyone, today we will talk about main dishes and local customs. Now we are going to introduce beef noodles.
So main dishes and local customs from Taiwan, right? Okay.
First of all, you need to prepare 500 grams of beef, 250 grams of carrots and onions. Also prepare ingredients like scallion, garlic, tomatoes and ginger. Here are the steps. Put the beef into boiling water for 3 minutes. And put garlic, tomatoes, ginger, and scallion in the pot with olive oil until you smell the aroma. Next, mix with the beef with other ingredients and pour 500 milliliters of water and cook on medium heat until it boils. Then turn to low heat and cook for an hour. Afterwards, add noodles and it will become a great meal.
There are many different flavors of beef noodles. Today, I'm going to introduce 3 flavors. The most popular one in Taiwan is braised beef noodles, but the taste may be different due to the secret recipes of each store. Taiwan beef noodle is a delicious flavor. It came from veterans live in a veterans village in Kaohsiung. The last one is my favorite, tomato beef noodles. It is a variation of braised beef noodles with the addition of tomatoes.
Hsinchu rice noodles is a well-known dish in the Hsinchu area of Taiwan. In the Hsinchu area, there is strong wind between the months of October and December after the rice harvest seasons. Because of the low rainfall and strong winds, it is suitable for drying rice noodles. Hsinchu rice noodles has gradually developed into the local specialty product.
There are 2 types of Hsinchu rice noodle.
six rice noodle and thin rice noodle. The coarse rice flour is used in making six rice noodle. It is the proper type of rice noodle. And rice noodle tastes like pasta, but it is made from rice. And there are two kinds of rice noodle. The first one is rice noodle soup. The second one is rice noodle. And first taste smooth, the second taste chewing texture. Now I will tell you rice cake. Rice cake is not a dessert. Rice cake is a traditional Chinese main dish. Some Chinese moved to Taiwan hundreds of years ago and brought rice cake and traditional food culture into Taiwan. Rice cake in Taiwan have developed a lot of flavors and have many unique features. From night market to the local food shop, you can find rice cake sold everywhere. It has even become a kind of traditional Chinese breakfast. Rice cake is taste salty, and we always use glutinous rice and pork to make it. And there is a little difference from between the rice cake from the north and the south. The rice cake from the north looks like a pudding, but the rice cake from the south looks like a ball of rice. And most Taiwanese like to eat it with corianders and if like me, and some people think that coriander is disgusting, very disgusting. And if you come to Taiwan and think that enjoy this local taste, you mustn't miss the sweet chili sauce, the most local sauce of Taiwan. And hope you can enjoy your rice cake. Thanks for your attention.
Any questions, Croatia?
Yes. What's your favorite food?
What's your favorite food? Anybody? Anything in particular, your favorite food or favorite main dish? Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead. Just answer.
I like the beef noodles the most because the beef noodles aroma is very wonderful. And yeah.
Do they have beef noodle soup in Croatia?
I think they do. I think they do actually.
I'm sorry, could you get closer to the microphone? We cannot hear you very clearly.
Yes, I think they do in the main city of Croatia. Main Street, I think they have a restaurant specifically for that.
Oh, you have a specific restaurant for that kind of food. Okay, interesting. Any other questions?
Do you prefer rice or noodles?
Oh, do you prefer rice or noodles? Anybody can answer that. If you can choose, do you want to eat rice or do you want to eat noodles? Anybody can answer. Rice? Okay, rice, raise your hand if you can choose. Rice? Okay, so most people like rice. Okay, noodles, raise your hand. Noodles? Okay, so I think we have more for rice and a little bit less for noodles. Yeah, how about in Croatia? Do you prefer bread instead?
Excuse me, what do we prefer?
Do you prefer rice, noodles, or bread instead? Which one? Or is there a different kind of staple food that you prefer?
Noodles.
Noodles? Interesting. How about Michael at USA, Mr. Cunningham?
What? We have a lot of restaurants with noodles. Vietnamese restaurants are very popular in my city. There's probably 2 or 3 chains of Vietnamese restaurants that do a really good job with the noodles and stuff. I would assume that in our part of the country, bread would probably be more popular. But in our particular area, Texas, it's tortillas, which are either wheat or corn. It's like a flatbread, but it's but they roll it up and they put stuff in it. It could be cheese, it could be, and if they fry it, they make chips out of it. So that's pretty much depends on what you're eating.
Anybody with a question? If you don't know what tortillas is, you can ask Mr. Cunningham. Do you know what tortillas is?
Yeah, I forget. Okay. We're very close to Mexico here, and what tortilla is a I guess it's like a no, I don't know how to explain what you would have is similar to that. I guess in Croatia, there's one you would have is some sort of a flatbread that, or like a pita type of bread, but it's a little bit thinner. It's made out of wheat or corn, and you roll it up and you put things in it and you would eat it. You know, like I guess you would make something out of rice and do the same thing. I'll show you a picture later.
Okay. So if you have a question and you don't understand what a certain food is, you can always raise your hand and ask, tortilla. So do you understand tortilla? It's a bread-like, skin-like thing that you can wrap things inside, like put meat or vegetables inside and wrap it. Yeah, but yeah. Burritos, yeah. Or,
burritos are made out of a large tortilla.
Yeah, so it's that bean pea, right?
Tacos, breakfast tacos, all that kind of stuff like that. And in fact, in some parts of Texas, they would probably eat tortilla every single meal. Breakfast would be breakfast tacos, lunch could be regular tacos, and dinner could be a burrito or something else. And if you fry it, they become nachos.
So you said
nacho chips are basically tortilla chips that've been fried.
So you said tortillas are made from wheat and or corn, right?
Yes. Wheat's very popular here in Texas or United States. Corn's probably more popular in Mexico.
How about in Croatia? Do you have tortillas?
Yes, we do.
Actually,
we have a restaurant. We have a lot of restaurants for that now. It's like a fast food restaurant where they serve Chipotle.
All right. Yeah, Chipotle's had a little bit of trouble because some people have been getting desperately sick. But Chipotle's a fast food Mexican restaurant that you can, in the States here, you can get a pretty good meal for fairly inexpensive. It's kind of a high-end, a little bit higher-end fast food. It's not like Taco Bell where they sell you a pound of beef for less than what a pound of beef costs, but it's pretty good quality fast food for a Mexican food restaurant.
Wow. Interesting.
You guys have some pretty good stuff there in Croatia, huh?
Yeah, we do. It's like many cultures in one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Balkan area where they have has been inundated with several different cultures over the years, and the foods are probably some of the best in the world because you get stuff from the Ottoman influence, you get stuff from Eastern Europe, and they bring a whole smorgasbord, if I borrow some people from the north, worth of food.
What could you tell us how to spell the food that was previously mentioned? Some students were curious about that, wanted to know more about that. The food that you were just mentioning.
At Chipotle?
Yeah. Can you spell that for us?
Girls, tell them a little bit about Chipotle.
Here in Croatia, they serve it with rice just because it's like a bit too spicy, so they can, so the taste isn't too spicy for people, because here in Croatia, people are really not into spicy foods. I like spicy foods though. It's normally filled with, you can get here in Croatia beef, that there are vegan ones without any type of meat. You don't even taste that there is no meat. Like vegetables replace the taste. You get lots of different vegetables such as paprika, carrots, a little bit of carrots though, beans. You can get beans divided, like very kind of spicy beans, like a side dish, like full-on side dish with chipotle. And yeah, that's it. And you can get it with onions. Yeah.
Do you guys have peppers too?
Yes.
They may have 5 or 6 different types of peppers in there, and some cilantro and bell peppers and serrano peppers and jalapeno peppers, and you name the peppers. They can get pretty hot.
Yes.
Hey, Mary, are you going to let the Croatian girls give their presentation then?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead with your presentation, and then we'll circle back to our second one.
Okay.
Yes, Meme, can you put it on your screen, please?
Sure, we're pulling up your PowerPoint slide.
你答出来。
It's BC2. Yeah, that's it.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Traditional Croatian food main dishes. Next slide.
Yes. Croatian cuisine is heterogeneous, and it's known as a cuisine of the regions, since every region of Croatia has its own distinct culinary tradition. Its roots date back to ancient times. Croatian food is awesome. Traditional Croatian cuisine is wide and varied, yet it's hard to distinguish the dishes that are exclusive to Croatia, because Croatian foods has been influenced by tastes and traditions from neighboring countries and different nations that ruled Croatian territory throughout history. Next slide, please.
Croatian cuisine, regional food in Croatia. Croatian traditional food varies a lot from one to another Croatian region. And while there are some dishes you will find through Croatia, hello sarma. Many dishes found in one Croatian region aren't probably even known in other regions. Dalmatian food, found along Dalmatian coast and on the islands, is based heavily on fish, green veggies, olive oil, and seasoning like garlic, rosemary, parsley. Dalmatian cuisine is typical Mediterranean cuisine. Next slide.
Zagreb food, on the other hand, has many similarities with Central European countries. Typical Zagreb food includes meat dishes, while side dishes usually comprise of potatoes, other root veggies, and cabbage. While Istrian cuisine remains in many ways of Dalmatian cuisine, especially along the coast, Istria has some of its own typical dishes and cooking techniques. These include manestra, a bean soup prepared only in Istria, or fuzi, a hand-rolled pasta typical for Istria. Slavonians love their pork, and many dishes in Slavonia are simply based on pork meat. Red paprika is the main condiment in Slavonia.
Wow.
Also in other Croatian regional cuisines, it's not really as popular as in Slavonia. Next slide, please.
Strukli, this delicious pastry filled with cottage cheese and sour cream originated in Slovenia. However, today it's a popular Zagreb food as well as in Hrvatsko Zagorje region, and you can see it at the picture. Next slide.
On the next slide, we see the infamous sarma dish. As popular as stuffed peppers are in Croatia during the summer, as popular as sarma, it's stuffed sorkina in Croatia during the winter. The stuffing is basically the same for both dishes, minced meat and rice with spices, but with sarma, stuffing is wrapped in a sauerkraut instead of bell pepper, another yummy dish for winter days. Next slide, please.
Roasted turkey with minci pasta. Purica s mincima is a typical dish from the northern Croatia region of Zagorje and from the capital Zagreb. Purica is a turkey and minci is a type of dry bread and very thin flat bread. Minci are easily prepared by pouring or soaking them in hot water. Turkey needs to be roasted and then served with minci in its own sauce from roasting. Next slide. Zagreb schnitzel. If you like Vienna schnitzels or cordon bleu, there is no reason not to like Zagrebački odrezak. Zagreb schnitzel or Zagreb escalope. Zagrebački odrezak is a veal escalope stuffed with a slice of cheese and ham, breaded and then deep fried. In restaurants, you can also find a version of this dish with pork or turkey meat. Zagreb escalope you can find on menus of many restaurants in Zagreb. Next slide, please. Grilled fish with a Swiss chard. All along the coast, you can taste the Croatian classic, grilled fish with Swiss chard. Swiss chard, blitva, is a staple of the Dalmatian cuisine. So much so that in the rest of Croatia, they refer the Dalmatian people as blitvari, someone who eats Swiss chard. The most popular fish are sea bread and sea bass. Thus, we prefer different kinds of fish, like mackerel, sardines, red mullet, hake, and many others.
If you have any question, you can ask.
Okay, any questions about the food that you just heard and saw? We have a question about Turkey, I think. Yeah. Anybody else would like to go first? Yeah, go.
Would you guys eat turkey on the holidays or the daily life?
Both.
Both.
Oh, okay. I know it. Thank you.
So they have turkey on occasions and in everyday ordinary life. Anybody else? Yeah, go.
学长，可以切到鱼的那边吗？So you have a lot kind of grilled fish. Which kind is your favorite?
My favorite fish is Brantin. I have grandpa and grandma in Zadar, and that's it's Dalmatian, and in Dalmatian there are a lot of fishes, so I like all the fishes.
Dubravka and you? What is the Dubravka is? Yeah, maybe some other sardines are here in Zagreb. We can.
Yeah, we see mackerel, sardines. Those are also popular in Taiwan too.
Oh yeah.
Mimi, is tuna popular in Taiwan or in Croatia? Tuna fish?
Tuna, yes, tuna is popular here, and salmon as well.
Okay.
Tuna, salmon.
Now, you grill tuna or do you just get in cans?
Tuna fish. Yeah, go ahead, Croatia.
We can get both. You can grill it at home. You can get it in a can and mix it with other spices, such as you can mix it with vegetables too, tomatoes, pickles, and salads.
Any other question, maybe?
Yeah, anybody? Go ahead. Just shout the answer. Yeah, we get them in cans and in sandwiches. Yeah. And also, we also have tuna sushis, raw.
Hamburger. Hamburger.
Oh, okay. And fish burgers too, right?
And we have a tuna fish festival in summer.
We have a tuna festival in Taiwan. No?
Taiwan and Pingdong.
Yeah, Pingdong. Lanyu. Yeah. Okay. So tuna is a celebrated fish food here. Yeah. You have a question? Yeah, go.
Yes, and I heard that there is a lot of difference between your regional